So you have to be able to see the value in yourself. Most important, see the value in yourself. Because before anyone sees greatness in you, you have to see it. Now, in rare cases, there are some people that can see potential and be like, yo, you can do this. And that'll put the battery in your back and you can go ahead and do it. But in most cases, you have to see it in yourself before anyone else does. And then once you're a believer, and once you start doing the work, and you start, stacking up accolades, then others will see the same potential in you. When I speak about myself, I've never been the chosen one. I've never been the one that people automatically was like, oh yeah, that's that guy. That's him. It's never happened. Off of first look, it's never happened. It's only been, let's take a chance on this guy. Okay, cool. And then I'm there. And then what happens is my work ethic and my efficiency and the way that I'm able to learn things really quickly, they start to see, oh, he's actually picking up things pretty quick. He might actually be something. And then eventually it turns into, he's that guy. But it never was, oh yeah, we seen it straight from the beginning. We know he's going to be the one. Even in my current job, they revealed to me that in regards to me being hired, I wasn't necessarily like doing what they just knew, like, oh yeah, this is the guy we want. This is the guy that is going to do really, really well. What they said was that I was a wild card. They said I was a wild card, which I don't necessarily take as a negative, but it also shows that they weren't sure. But they were like, let's just take a chance and see. Now, of course, I would say that their bet has paid off. I've been there for approximately 7 months, so I'm still there. And I've done things that most people didn't. Received training and qualifications faster than most people did. My actual training and qualifications changed the way that they did things. Before, they would take their time and they would take months upon months to train people and to get them up to speed on what they need to do so they can actually do their job. Me, I pushed to do it sooner. I pushed to be thrown out there quickly. I pushed to not have me sit around and try to acquiesce to the environment and, ease into it. I pushed to be thrown out there. And this was not immediately, but I would give it like a few weeks, maybe like a month max. I was like, okay, I'm ready to try this and go ahead and go for it. Even to the point to where the manager said that I was going for my qualification and I'm the quickest that's done it so far at that point in time. But like I said, I changed the way they do things. I changed the way that they approach things. Me doing it so quickly, they realized we don't need to wait 2, 3, 4 months to have people do these qualifications and get them up to speed. We can actually get them trained, and it's possible for people to be qualified sooner than the time we have allotted. So now we're seeing people come in and they're getting their qualifications after being there for like 3, 4 weeks. Not even 3, 4 weeks, because I did it anymore. But literally like maybe 2 to 3 weeks, 4 max, almost a month. People are getting their qualifications that much quickly. And that's because the way that they saw training and the way they saw qualifications, they realized which it's not that I don't have no experience, it's just that I have experience in different industries. I have manufacturing experience, but not in this particular sector. And if I, being new to the sector, can get these qualifications done in this amount of time, then why can't somebody else? Especially people who have had experience. Why can't they do it just as quickly as I did? So, with that happening, it changed the way they did things. I noticed this. And it wasn't because we were ramping up and about to have a lot of work coming in. It was literally because when I came in, they were doing some runs, they were doing some processes, but it wasn't a stacked schedule yet. So they were still building up. So I could have taken my time and not rushed into it. But of course, I was like, no, I'm ready to go. I can feel it. It's an instinct. It's like, I know I'm ready, so let's just do this. And that's how it went. And the thing is, I believed in myself before others fully believed in me. And it's led me the right path, and it's carried me. Because during this whole situation, yes, I'm properly trained up and I know how to do certain things, but some situations they didn't train me for. Like some situations I didn't get practice. I was just thrown in there. And it wasn't like for a meaningless task or a meaningless situation. It was processes that were important. And they just threw me in there, knowing it was my first time doing it. And all that training that the practice that I had, it's like, I can't say I had a lot of practice. It would literally be, I worked on something maybe 2 to 3 times before, and then they threw me into the process without actually showing me what the process was and how the process goes and what I would do in that process. It was literally, okay, you've practiced this skill 2 or 3 times, now we're throwing you in this process, and we're going to expect you to know how to do it, even though you've never done it before. And every time that I did it, I knocked it out. There was one time where, I made a mistake, but in the end, it didn't kill what was going on. Everything was still able to go as normal. Everything was still on the up and up. So even then, that was one time where they were like, oh, I see you're not comfortable, but still got it done. So it wasn't a complete loss. But I say all that to say, you got to invest in yourself, invest in your training. You got to invest in your belief. Before I finished my degree, no one was even thinking about me going to school. I thought about it, but I didn't have the inspiration until I met my wife. And then I was like, okay, I got to do this, and I got to get this done. And I went and I did it. Now, most people take the normal route. Me, I didn't. I worked full time, and I decided to take 2 to 3 classes per term so I can finish my degree faster. Most people can't do that. That's fine. I don't think I'm special because of it. I just think I had inspiration that pushed me to do it. But with me having that inspiration, I was able to do that, and I was able to finish faster than most people do when they go to school. Now, just because I invested in myself and I invested in the time to get things done. Right now I'm in my MBA and I'm taking 2 classes per term because that's the max allowed. I'd probably take more if I could, but even then, I'm working full time, sometimes 12 to 13 hour days, and then I have schoolwork also during that week. So, it's finding the time, and you may be tired, but you got to get it done. But I'm pretty sure if most people ask, even doctors I speak to, they wouldn't recommend it. They would think it's too much. But, I've invested in myself so much and tested my limits so much that I know what's too much and I know what's not. So I know what I'm capable of. Most people off of face value, they're not going to know what you're capable of because they don't know you. But you know what you're capable of. So if they don't want to push the limit, you push the limit. You go for it. I feel that's very important. And I think for me, investing in myself is not just investing in training and investing in time, but also mentally pushing myself and testing my limits and knowing what I'm capable of. And the more you test yourself, the more you know what you're capable of and the more you can do. So I feel in the end, before anyone else is going to believe in you, You have to believe in you. It's very important. Always believe in yourself, because everyone else won't. I'm Juice Castone, and this is Unseen Hours.